Right.
Well, I have got 10 o'clock, so we will begin. I will call this meeting of the Seneca County Commissioners to order for April 1st. Hopefully there's no fooling today. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so Anthony, are you prepared to get us closer to our Lord this morning?
Yes, Commissioner Schuff is going to take it today.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Commissioner Schuff.
Sure. Thank you. If you bow your heads. Dear Lord, please help guide us as we discuss county business, property, personnel, issues facing the county. Please help give us your wisdom, have us do your will, help everybody have the mindset of teamwork, collaboration, working together for the betterment of our community. Please watch out for all of our friends, families, and loved ones, and guide us as to do your will. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Tyler, Nikki, you want to do roll call for me?
Commissioner Kirchner,
Here.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Here.
Commissioner Schuff.
Here.
Okay, and making sure that Nikki doesn't correct me, I'm going to make sure that we accept the motion to approve the digital audio video recording of the previous session from March 25th.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
I'll second.
All right, any discussion about the minutes? Hearing none. Nikki, please.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Yes.
Commissioner Kirchner.
Yes. Okay, well, first on our agenda and first in Kim's heart is Brad Newman.
I'd like to, there's two projects I'll bring you up to speed on. They're surveying pretty hard every point around the airport and on the airport. Stantec is, and it's going well. So I'm assuming the edge draining plans are in progress. And the second one was I'd like to crack, fill, and reseal the runway this year. And I brought one bid down. I'm waiting on M&B to get back to me also. So.
Okay, and that's worked pretty well in the past, you know, if they lengthened the life, so to speak, of the runway by doing that.
Right, we've increased the life, and you know, the state lets us count it for that we are engaged. The commissioners are engaged in the airport, and I think it would be a good thing. I'd like another bid, of course, and I'll bring it down when I get it, or whatever I have to do to discuss it.
Stacy, this is within or outside the budget, this project?
This is outside, and I think with the first bid that he received, it's over 50,000. So we'll have to bid it. So
Okay.
we'll have to get probably Stantec or somebody involved to engineer it because it's over the bidding threshold.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
What else, Brad? What else positive you have?
Well, I'm concerned that if we get Stantec involved, it's something I can work with. It's just going to increase the cost, and we'll have, you know, state prevailing wages. And so it's entirely up to you, but before we've been able to administer it ourselves.
If you can put the bid specs together and are confident with that, I mean, I don't have an issue with that. Just need to be reviewed, probably a process.
Okay.
Look at it.
And I can work with Mark Zimmerman or whatever, and he, you know, it's how we've chatted before, and that's.
Yeah, you're right. There's been a lot of projects that we've done that you're right, have added significant costs. So if it's possible, sure, we'd like to try to stay, you know, as a project without getting a lot of other involvement of prevailing wage, et cetera.
Yeah, I just need an engineer's estimate and the engineer's specs. So.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the
Good.
person that the entity that bid already, would they rebid?
Yes, they would have to.
They would have to rebid then, Brad, and just get at least two, and we'll open them. I guess we would open them right in session. Is that how it goes, Stace?
Yep.
And then turn it back over to you from there.
Yeah, I just wanted to come down with an estimate at least to get started. So
Okay.
we got a month and a half or so before anybody will even think about doing any work, but
And this is every 3 years, or how often do we do this? About
3 to 5.
okay. And
And-
the edge drain project that is going on is basically not going to cost the taxpayers any money. Is that an accurate statement, Stacy? The edge drain project? The
That's the idea.
yeah.
I don't know if
okay.
we've got a final
We're
confirmation.
getting close to that. Okay.
Yeah.
I just
Right.
want to, for those on the call, make that statement.
Is there a specific order, Brad, that these need to be done? In other words, if does the drainage construction or the drainage problem need to be repaired prior to them resealing?
No, because the drainage issue right now is estimated for the taxiway.
Wasn't there some talk about also looking at the entire runway?
I think the runway will be right behind it. And they've given us the green light, I think, that if we get everything drawn up, which Stantec is doing very, in a timely manner, I think they were surveying every day last week.
Good.
And pick points on the corner of my buildings, the corners of the airport, all your property. And it would be interesting to see the completed drawing.
So on this topic, Brad, it looks like the ball's back in your court. Is that?
Sure. And I'll get a hold of M&B and I'll get the bid specs probably from Genite and Sealmaster and see which one, both companies, and see which one we like the best and use that as our spec. And I'll look at the state spec also.
Okay.
Okay. Any other good news from the airport?
No,
How's
all
that-
going well. All going
How's
well.
how's activity? What's been the effect of the COVID stuff on you guys?
The personal side is down a little bit, but business is at least coming in. We had some people in last night working with the Sycamore Fire Department. I think they were doing some reoccurrent training. They left this morning. We're Tiff and Loader Cranes had people come in and out. So I think business wise, Rural King's been in and out a number of times, and buying fuel and so forth. So the personal flying for vacations and so forth isn't quite back where it was. Our back and forth to Florida seemed to be 3/4 of what it was, but it's all personal. That's the personal part of it, that you're going down to a place to stay or vacation for a week and coming back. So,
All right. Anything else to add, Mr. Newman?
no, I think everything's going well, really, is what we can expect. And we're expecting, as people or in the state releases some different guidelines, will increase what's going on.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you very much. Tyler, Tony, any other questions?
No, thanks, Brad. Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you, Brett.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Stacy, looks like we have a few minutes until we've got a bid opening. So do you want to start with your administrator's report?
Sure, just a couple quick things. Reminder today, we have a budget commission at 4 o'clock. You guys are going to be able to attend. I don't know if there's going to be too much on their agenda, but they do have a meeting at 4. I'm working with DLZ to get the health department specs refreshed, since that was a year ago. So they're working on that, because I know we have that as one of the top priorities. So I wanted to get the renderings updated, and thinking about getting the bid specs ready to go, because the sooner we bid, the better. If we don't move forward with it, at least we have the documents ready to go. Sheriff's sending us a new quote for the cameras. He had a couple different quotes in there. and then one from another company. So he's going to get those. He's going to get us a new quote on those. So hopefully in a week or two. The only other thing, Tony, you had mentioned maybe the first week in July, there was some scheduling and wanted me to bring that up if we could cancel it. It's the first of July is that first day. So there shouldn't be anything we would need the first day of the month.
So we will, at this point then, formally cancel that July the 1st meeting because we won't have a quorum to be able to meet that day.
Yes.
If necessary, we could schedule something, before or after. But at this point, just so everybody knows on the call that July 1's off.
Yeah, and that's also one of our EMS days. So we could either reschedule that or again, just give it an extra month and wait until August.
Okay, we'll see how things are rolling at that point.
I have one question on the wall at the health department.
Yes.
We had some discussion about the design. We looked at 2 or 3 different designs and I believe we settled in on one.
Yep.
So I'm assuming we did. And as you move forward with the quotes, et cetera,
right,
we have that final design.
Yep. I can get it to you guys again, just to make sure you remember what we decided on.
We had Gossman on and then we had discussions and I know we did this.
Yep.
And they were very similar, actually, really.
Yeah, there was just little accents and little things that matched the downtown Tiffin that we liked in one better than
you
the
feel
other.
good. We've got all that in place and we're moving forward.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
the last thing on the health department, I've had a brief discussion with the city. And from a standpoint of folks that are handicapped, have difficulty getting in that building.
Mhm.
One of the issues is that if you're from out of town, the address is South Washington Street. So the assumption is that you would park on South Washington Street to be able to get into the building. Whereas really, if the address was East Perry, it would guide them into that small parking lot there for handicapped folks. So what do we need to do, if anything? Can we get the address of the health department changed to East Perry Street as opposed to South Washington Street?
I spoke with the previous fire chief and he said that was not an option. I can touch base with the city and the new acting chief to verify, but when we talked about this before, they said that was not an option.
Okay.
But
well, I have heard now from at least 3 folks, especially in the winter, who had they either parked in the parking lot across the street there next to Bailiwick's or simply Susan's. Then they realized they had a long way to go to get into that building. Whereas if they knew they could pull in, in front there, it'd be a whole lot easier for them. And that's my concern.
yeah, we asked that last year, but I will touch base with Dale and the new acting fire chief just to make sure.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I guess I don't really understand. I mean, I'm sure there's a good reason, but I'm having a tough time grasping why that would be that big of a deal.
I concur.
If the fire was called to that address, it would seem to me that would be more accurate for them than the South Washington Street anyway. Okay.
Yep, I agree.
It might be that it's all one building and, it has to have one address, I suppose, but.
Yeah, I'll touch base with them.
Okay. All right. Very good. We are getting close to our 10:15 bid opening time here. I've got 10:14.
Okay. Nikki, do you have any more? No.
Okay, well, if one comes in the next 60 seconds, we'll open it. But in the meantime, we can get these open.
Right. Okay, so I have 2 of them right now. And this is for the Seneca County Road 48 pavement resurfacing in Hopewell Township. The engineer's estimate on this project is $395,296. So 395,296.00. The first bid I have is Gherkin Paving Incorporated out of Napoleon, Ohio. And their total bid amount is $360,142.12. 360,142.12. Envelope inside an envelope.
There's another one inside there too.
Probably. My dad used to think that was funny at Christmas. Okay, my second bid is M&B Asphalt out of Tiffin, Ohio. Their total bid amount is $341,709.09. 341,709.09.
Okay. So we refer those to the engineer for best bid, huh?
Yep.
All right, very good. So anything else, Stacy, in your report?
Nope, not today.
Not today. Okay, Tyler?
Got a pretty short report here today. Had a downtown development committee meeting this morning, which Tony and I were a part of, out there at MCEOS. Also met with Gene Echoberry here this week. I've been getting around, like I said, to all the different departments and meeting with the workers, department heads, and some of the electeds, but got a good tour there of that this week and what they've been working on and some of their needs, wants, concerns, that sort of thing. But Gene does a very nice job, runs a very tight ship over there. Other than that, not a whole lot else to report on for this week.
Okay. I do want to make a point. Commissioner Pervis and I talked earlier today, and I know I had this conversation with Stacy Wilson on a few occasions as it relates to sunshine law. My understanding, Stacy, and I know Derek probably would have to give us the opinion on this, but whenever there's a meeting that's instructional, informational, and there's no decisions being made, we don't have to make that a public meeting. Is that my understanding? Is that correct? I mean, two commissioners can be at a meeting if it is, if it's an informational meeting. Is that, Stacy, your sense of that?
You're on mute, Stace.
Thanks.
We caught you.
I need reminded every now and then. For as long as it's informational only and there is no deliberation, you guys can't have a conversation about it. You can't deliberate about it unless it's a public meeting. So, I mean, if you're attending, seminar or, FEDC or something, that there's no question, there's no deliberating between the commissioners.
Yeah, I want to make it very clear, because with three commissioners, it's very difficult at times, not to go to events or to informational areas or things that we're invited to. Sometimes, frankly, we don't even know each other are going to show up,
right?
Because it's we don't have that conversation, and it's by separate invitation. So I just want to make it clear that we're under no circumstances do we ever try to circumvent sunshine laws. But there are those occasions when we are both or three of us together at certain events. Chamber annual meeting, the Economic Development annual meeting, United Way. Maybe there's a Veterans Award situation or whatever. So just so the general public is not confused, that as long as we're not in there, as you say, deliberating or making any decisions about anything, that we are within our rights, if you will, for lack of a better way of saying it, to attend these things as a group.
Right. And that's like our meeting we attended with the Bascom Joint Ambulance District, because we all planned on attending, you all planned on attending, and figured there would be some sort of deliberation and discussion. That's why we called a special session to have over there.
And I mean, we always err on the side of caution here. If we even think there's going to be any discussion, we let people know that. But, this is Seneca County, Tiffin, Ohio. We may all be at one of the breakfast places with separate meetings from time to time, and I think that's probably happened. So I just want to make it clear because there was some concern about the downtown meeting this morning. Okay. I guess enough said about that. Mr. Paradiso.
Yes, so at 10:50, Commissioner, David Zach, I've invited David Zach to join our meeting to give us an update on Mansfield and the building permit situation in the county. They've had a meeting and a lot of good information came out of that meeting. So I thought it was appropriate, since we kind of started it at this level, that we sneak David in at 10 till, if that's okay with you, to give us an update. He has another meeting at 11. So
Sure.
okay, thank you. Just a few things. We had a call we discussed various railroad crossings that seem to be, there's been an increase in blockage of the crossings and length of the blockage. Also occurring in Sandusky County and over in Erie County. So through Congressman Jordan's office and Carolyn Beck, Stacy and I, along with Mark Zimmerman, had a real nice call with two regional reps from Norfolk and Southern. And I thought the call was very productive. Our county engineer, Mark Zimmerman's taking the lead on this. In a nutshell, there is a lot of freight that's simply moving through this part of the state. And I guess that's a good thing. The operations they're complex. So questions such as splitting a train, those kind of things came up. But in summary, we now have a contact. Engineer Zimmerman has a contact, or will be receiving the name of a contact locally for Norfolk and Southern. And I think the big picture on 592 is we may be looking at forget the right word, Stace, but similar to what happened in Fostoria over there by Ropey, we may end up putting some sort of overpass over that track at some point down the road. But everything's on the table at this point. And so I wanted to just bring everybody up to date on that. Not much we could do now, but there is movement, I think. Stacy, would you agree with that? It was a very positive call.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, and we'll see what kind of follow through we get. I also brought up broadband several meetings ago. Without getting into it, I'm working behind the scenes on that. And a meeting with Representative Click is imminent, but not scheduled at this time. We need to do a little more research, and I may be bringing back a request to the commissioners as early as next meeting or the following meeting, but more to come on that as I pull that together. With regards to EMS, I think maybe Commissioner Kirchner, you want to talk about that a little bit, but we've changed our meetings to the first Thursday of the month. So there will be a meeting tonight to better accommodate the township trustees and the village's schedule. I'm very pleased to announce that the three entities that make up AVR, Attica, Venice, Reed, all three entities have approved merger with Bloom Scipio. So out in the southeastern part of the county, two districts will become one. I spoke with the prosecutor earlier today. He's preparing the final resolutions that will need to be enacted on, but pretty excited that that's in motion, and that will occur here in the next 90 days. So I wanted to make that announcement. That's part of our big picture plan. Just really happy for all the people out there in that part of the county. So that's all I have right now. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. We'll just expand on your remarks a bit. We have been fortunate to know that we've got significant money coming from the latest version of the CARES Act. It's not called the CARES Act, but whatever it is. And we as commissioners have agreed in open session and through discussions that our two largest priorities in the county are ambulance service and police protection. That's really our biggest responsibilities. Not that other things take less priority, but that when we discuss being able to establish a good foundation to protect our citizens, these are the two areas that we concentrate on. So that when we do have our work session, and we will have that soon, to understand exactly what we're able to use this money for, there will be a heavy concentration on the ambulance service at this point to create and to continue a solid foundation and hopefully to do some organization that we would not have been able to do without additional funds. So there's a lot of ideas out there, a lot of separate folks to bring in the fold, if you will. But the end result is what our mission statement is, and that is to be as professional and as quick as possible to those people that need attention. And we'll do everything within our power, and now with the additional power of some cash to get that solidified. There'll be much more talk about that tonight at the EMS meeting for any of those of you out there who are interested in listening in. We would ask for public input. In fact, we'd appreciate it as much as you might have on your mind at this point about that. It's very, very important to get professional people to the scene and to get people transported for any additional needs as efficiently as we can, and that's our goal. We'll continue to do that. We'll continue to do that with some additional paid help that we've approved, and through the wonderful use of our volunteers throughout the county. So that's that update. I've also met kind of with the special building committee. We continue to look at our needs across the county, ongoing discussions regarding a few possibilities to improve our structures and to house people properly across the county. So I'm excited about what some of this money might allow us to do there. Also, we are in the initial stages of doing some interviews for a human resources person. Stacy Wilson has taken the lead on that. She's done a wonderful job. We have 7 or 8 applications, I think, Stacy, is that right? Maybe 10?
7.
7. So what our plan is to narrow that down. Stacy has formed a committee of some HR professionals to help her review those. And then when it gets down to 3 or 2 or whatever that number is after they've reviewed it, then one of us will sit in on those last interviews. So we'll determine who that is when we're ready to do that, who's going to have the most available time. So that's good news. It looks like we're moving forward, and sometime in the second half of this year, we will have an HR person on staff, and that's been a goal for 3 or 4 years. So it's good to see that come towards a conclusion. That's pretty much my report at this time. So we can move on, I think, to any other old business that might be out there. Stacy, do you have anything?
I don't have any old business now.
Okay. Then under new business, I want to make sure that the time is good here. Okay, so under new business, I think we can get through this. I'll let you start with the supplemental appropriations.
Okay, let me bring those up. Okay. All right, I have a request for, there'll be 3 of these together. One's for the PERS Medicare, and then salaries. This is in the prosecutor's line. The commissioners had agreed once we did the HSA contributions, there are a few employees that are not eligible for specific reasons, and the commissioners have authorized that additional compensation to those few employees. So that's what these are for. So I have the PERS would be 210,000 or $210, not 210,000.
Wow.
Yeah, they get a big raise. They get a big
I'm one of
one
those
there.
employees.
I know, yeah. Medicare, $21.75. And $1,500 for salaries. My next request, I kind of talked to Tony about this a few weeks ago, and the other commissioners, I think around budget time, had talked about after the first quarter, looking at putting additional funding in the budget stabilization. So that's what this would be for. It would get us at the 1 million, which I think was the goal for most of you. So that is for 375,000 into our transfers out. I have a supplemental appropriation into the salaries line for the COVID, just reappropriating $13,983.96. We're really close to getting that all completely used up, which is good. I have a supplemental appropriations into the commissioner's software license services for $3,995. This goes along with that. We use some of the CARES money to have our journals all scanned, which they got that completed and done. They'll be bringing our books back to us, but so that we and the county offices if they want, we'll be able to, search those documents, search our journals. We anticipate hopefully being able to do that live on our website soon. But we need to do the software agreement. And then this goes back to the conversations we had last week. So I have a supplemental appropriation to the sheriff's equipment line for 50,000, and this is for the extra equipment that is needed for the vehicles he plans on purchasing, the lights, the brush guards, all the stuff he talked about last week. And then an additional 85,000 in his equipment auto line, and that will allow him to do 4 vehicles. I think I sent you, he did send us an updated spreadsheet of where all his vehicles are at. And, he does have, it looks like about 3 of them that are over the 195,000 mark.
Let me just give a little clarity on that.
Sure.
85,000 for autos. I thought we were discussing a number higher than that. Does that include, he's going to buy some used ones? Is that correct?
He already has 60 in place.
Okay. All right. Okay. That answers my question. Go ahead.
Yep. So this is
Okay.
just the
So it's basically so I have a summer question. So you had budgeted 2 for this year, none for last year. And what all this does is gets him to 4 total.
Yes.
Is that right?
It was a little bit extra than just the 60 last year.
Is that what you're thinking, Commissioner Kirschner?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I got it. Because
I had in my head 150. That's why I was
So this gets
confused
added
about the
to-
85. Yeah.
so he'll get 4 new vehicles now. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, then I think that's all the sub apps. I have some other resolutions here. Maybe. Oh, yep, there they go. I have a resolution authorizing a fund transfer to be made to the budget stabilization fund. This goes along with that supplemental appropriation from our general fund transfers outline to the budget stabilization transfers in line for 375,000. I have a resolution entering into an administrative agreement for the Seneca County Economic Development Revolving Loan Fund, and authorizing Michael J. Kirschner as president of the board, Seneca County Commissioners, to sign on behalf of the board for the period of January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2023. That's a year after your last term, right? So that means you're staying.
He'll be resigning from that, yeah.
Yeah.
The next one I have is a resolution authorizing an agreement with the Village of Attica on behalf of the Seneca County Sheriff's Office. I think he mentioned that the agreement includes 5 hours a week, 260 hours per year. And he's got two different costs here with an evidence tech, 5 hours a week, $30 an hour, and then 24 per hour. So the total would be $6,240 per year. And then I have a resolution setting time, date, and place to receive sealed bids for the 2021 chip seal project, contract number 2021-02. This is set for April 15th at 10:15 here at the Commissioner's office. And then I have one last one. I have a resolution amending the board's orders. Let me pull it up. I got the wrong one up here. Amending the board's orders of March 25th, 2021, resolution number 2075, transfer to the Voca fund. The resolution didn't save right, so the wrong dollar amount was in there. I think it had 93,000 in it, and it should only be $2,200.59. So that's amending the board's orders effective of the March 25th for that correction. And I think that's all I have.
Okay, well, I can accept the motion then for the supplemental appropriations, fund transfers, and then resolutions.
So moved.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, Nikki, please.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Yes.
Commissioner Kirschner.
Yes. Okay, do we have on the phone or on the Zoom call representative from Highbridge today? Maybe they can bring us up to date on what's happening in Columbus.
I know Mike wasn't going to be available today.
Okay.
Commissioner David Zach's ready to go.
Okay, David, you're on.
Hi, commissioners. It's good to be here, and Stacy and everybody else. So Tony had asked me to give a quick update about the meeting that we held at the Chandelier Community Event Center on March the 17th from 1 to 2. Kara Russell, as you know, had spoken to the commissioners, I believe it was last September, and she wanted to reach out to our community and some of the folks that have been invested in downtown. And she wanted to meet our team. And so we thought that was a perfect opportunity to implement one of the recommendations that had come out of some of the work we did last year, which was to provide a forum a couple of times a year for investors in downtown in the buildings to be able to get updates on what's going on, but maybe perhaps more importantly, interact with officials that are very interested in and have regulatory authority over the kind of things going on in downtown. And so we used it as an opportunity to invite every single owner of downtown property. Amy Reinhardt had compiled a list and would be here giving you this update, but for another meeting. So playing tag team today, and so I'm filling her shoes a little bit. But we had probably about 20 plus people that attended that meeting. And Kara Russell, as you all know from her having talked, has more than 20 years experience working with a contractor firm as well as owning real estate. And she's been there about a year now. And she talked about the improvements they're trying to do to customer service. I know at the time she was talking to you about trying to get plans examiner. She seems they're continuing to work on staff issues, but they're also doing some exciting things to get allow contractors to be able to submit their drawings online. And that looks like it'll happen sometime in the near future. And that got very positive response. And talking afterwards with some of the contractors who I know have been concerned about some of the speed, the time of getting plans turned around, that, building department head Russell is committed to, keep that time down as low as possible. And they said, well, she gets it. She's been on our side of the table. So I think it was all positive and everybody liked the event. And, we're going to try to do that twice a year with different folks, but overall well received, and she was well received. So that's my report, Commissioner Paradiso and the rest of the commission. Are there any
So,
questions from
Yeah,
your
so
end?
David, when she was in here in September, 6 months later, you feel that the bottom line is there's improvement at Richland County and in the process. Not where we want to be, but she's committed to improving, and there has been noticeable improvement. Is that kind of a summary?
I
of what
would,
you're saying?
well, I would say that, essentially, yes, I would say that people who are very concerned about this like that she continues to move the ball forward. And so, yeah, there's no desire right now. Everybody wants to continue to let her do what she's doing and understand some of the difficulty in being able to hire certified people. Certified plans examiner is difficult. But I think her coming to the commissioners and her coming to our community to meet with us and some of the folks in downtown continues to show that she wants to improve what she's doing. And I think that's why it's well received and people want to continue to give her an opportunity to do that.
Yeah,
Thank
I agree. This seems to be cyclical. When we'll see how it happens here when the building season, quote unquote, begins again. But I do know I have not had any feedback from any of the contractors for probably 6 months now. We were pretty hot and heavy a year ago and looking for an alternative. So, so far, so good. Let's hope that the improvement continues as opposed to any fallback. Thanks, David, for doing that for us.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it. Okay. Any other questions, gentlemen?
Nope.
Okay. We also have on the agenda, I know it's not till 11, but Mr. Stark, Paul Stark, are you on the call?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Good. Are you ready? I don't want to rush you, but I think we're at that point in the agenda.
Glad to come on.
Yes. Good morning.
Commissioners, hello. And it's a Maundy Thursday for the Christians in the community, and we're celebrating that. But I'm here for another purpose, just to get an update with you gentlemen and with the county to see where we are with the proposal we brought back in October and discussed through December. The proposal again was to designate a space at the Seneca County Justice Center where we can celebrate the legacy of Dr. King and use that there to educate, illuminate, and celebrate the pursuit of justice for all people. The last we left this, there was a committee that was going to be formed to do some public hearing for this and to consider that for the area. Just wanted to see where we are with that process.
Sure. Commissioner Paradiso and I went through a list of folks that we thought would be appropriate to be on the committee. We have actually had an organizational meeting. It includes elected officials along with some private citizens. Actually, at this point in time, John Huss has been appointed chairman of that committee. John is also chairman of the Architectural Review Commission for the city of Tiffin. We are scheduled to meet again. Nikki, do you have that date?
Or
April 21st.
Pardon me?
April 21st.
April 21st. Okay. We're scheduled to meet again April 21st to go over the application that we will put together in order to put a permanent structure on any county property, not only the courthouse, but any county property. And we'll get some input from the folks there. Our plan is to then allow those applications to be completed by whomever has a desire to do something on the courthouse property or county property. Give that to the committee to review and then ask them to make a recommendation to the commissioners. So that is that's the long and short of it, Paul.
Wonderful. So we can expect, just to make sure I'm hearing, after April 21st, possibly the process named for the community for anyone, including us, that we
Yes.
then be able to come forward to you and make an application, make a case, and then that group would recommend to you whether or not to continue with that process.
That's how it's structured at this
Okay.
point. Yes, sir.
Great. And the names of the committee members, are those public now?
They will be. I'm trying to do it from memory now, but the mayor is one, county trustee from one of the townships, the mayor of Astoria as well. David Zach, I believe.
Great.
I'm kind of at a loss.
Right,
somebody
well,
doggone-
that's okay. We don't, just if that would
It
be
is-
shared in the future,
Yeah, it
Oh,
will
yeah.
absolutely be public knowledge. I don't have that specific list.
That's fine. I understand. I wouldn't be able to do that.
I think I'm confused as against other
worse,
lists,
Paul.
So, yeah. But,
All right. Well, thank you very much, commissioners. Appreciate
You
that.
bet.
And we'll look forward to joining in the process. Got a lot of exciting ideas, so look forward to it.
Good. Thank you, Paul, for taking the time
welcome.
that you've taken on this project. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, commissioners, unless there is anything else, I will open up the public comment. Jimmy, you can make your announcement.
Yep, definitely. So if you'd like to make a public comment, you can hit *6 if you're on the phone line. If you're joining us through the computer or tablet, you can just go ahead and hit the unmute button and come forward when you're ready to.
Good morning, everyone. Hallie Williams here from OSU Extension.
Hi, Hallie.
Hello, Holly.
Hey, I just wanted to make you guys aware that next week is our Victory Garden kickoff. So we are going to be dispersing 300 different seed packets, which are actually like a combination of 4 different types of seeds to residents across Seneca County and the region. So all they got to do is show up and come and get some free seeds. So they will be available Monday through Thursday, 8:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. And yeah, so we're really excited about the project. We're doing some partnership around the county with some other local community gardens, so we can make sure that they get some seeds. And we're going to start having, Extension is moving to start being able to have some in-person program again. So we're really excited about that. Our master gardeners are going to be meeting for their first time this next month. So we're really thrilled.
That's great. One of the dad jokes that I asked the grandbaby is, I bought some bird seed. How long can I expect it to take after I plant it for the birds to come out?
Honestly, I'd be surprised if it even took root.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
sure
a
you're
good
going to
one,
attract the right birds that they'll take advantage of it. Or the mice will get it.
Yeah, that's right.
I had
That's
some
right.
old bird seeds stored up in one of our barns, and I've got a real mice problem now from my negligence.
So give us a little more information. People can get the seeds from you. How can they do that?
Yeah, they can just swing by the extension office here next week. We're also going to be hosting a seed starting clinic. So a lot of people have never started seeds before in their home, and they've just always bought, little transplant vegetables, just plant right in their garden. So since we're providing those seeds, we thought we probably ought to teach people how to start seeds at home first. So we're going to do a little webinar on Wednesday at noon next week with Mackenzie Moyer, who is a Seneca County resident and has started a CSA. She's a young local producer here in the county. And so she's going to put that on for us. And all that information is on our webpage at seneca.osu.edu. I always forget how it's listed.
Seneca.osu.edu.
Yeah.
And so Commissioner Kirschner, this reminds me of my grandmother, your Italian grandmother. They grew all their tomato plants. They started them with seeds. They never went to a market and bought anything.
Yeah.
No, that's
And,
right.
she had a little building out back, and she had these windows setting over the top of all her little seeds, and she put out a couple acres of crop. So that's where it all began. It was pretty
Are
interesting.
you Italian, right, Tony?
Yes.
See, Italian, is the Pope Catholic?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyhow, so Commissioner Kirsch and I have these discussions. So I wanted to just throw that in.
Yeah. So did
Kind of
your
fun.
grandma make a bunch of like pasta sauces and
Oh
that
my
kind of
God.
stuff? Lots of canning.
Everything. Yeah.
I've heard of like really traditional Italian families getting together to do
Oh, boy.
these cannings and sauce making, and I'm kind of jealous that I'm not
Commissioner
Italian. I'd really like to experience it.
Commissioner
Well,
Kirsch is from the
you know,
same mold, actually.
Oh,
most-
okay, yeah.
I mean, tomatoes are wonderful, but grapes are even better
Yeah.
for what they do with those. Yeah.
And now I'm hungry for pasta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have actually stood in a grape crushing vat, and when I was little, crushing those grapes, ready to,
Yeah. Child labor. It's fine.
yeah, that's right. Okay, that's good.
Thanks,
So
guys.
you don't have any April Fool's stories for us today? We can't hardly. get
No,
through the whole
I'm not
day without
I'm
that.
not gonna spoof you guys. No.
Okay,
I'm too nice for that.
okay. Anyone else out there? Audrey, are you there today?
Commissioner, we have Sean Gunnell on the list as well.
Okay,
Okay.
please.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Just wanted to get on and say thank you all for your time and putting us on the agenda this morning and giving us the next step in the process. This is a very important thing we want to get done in the community here in Seneca County, and I appreciate your help with that. So just wanted to say thank you.
Well, thank you, sir. We appreciate you speaking up. Yes. Okay, anyone else out there, Jim?
Hi, commissioners. Yeah, I
Hey,
don't,
hey, there she is.
I don't have any additional updates for you this week other than this is our last full week in our office over here. Next week, we will be physically moving everything to the new building. So just on that note, please be patient with us. Things might take a little bit longer than normal as nothing will be in its place. But other than that, no updates from our team today. Do you guys have any questions for us?
I think not. David covered a couple things. We're okay. Thank you, Audrey, as always. Stacy, I know that we don't have final guidance on the money that's coming from the, I keep calling it the CARES Act. I know it's not that, it's got some other acronym. But do we want to schedule a work session before the end of April to at least get it scheduled and kind of have some guidance on a local basis, what we'd like to do? The last meeting in April, I'm not sure of the date. I'm assuming it's
29th.
the 29th.
Yep.
So could we schedule a work session for that day? American Rescue Plan. Thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was just gonna say that. I'm actually attending a seminar at 5:30 today that they're going to go through. They don't have the guidance yet, but NACO is having conversations. So they just wanted to give us an update. Treasury's goals remain to distribute the county money within 60 days as outlined in the law. So I guess that's still good news. But I'll find out more today at 5:30.
is the 29th too far away, Tony and Tyler, or you think that's about right to have our work session regarding the money?
I think it's about right because
Okay,
that allows a little more time for some clarity as to the use of the money, some guidance, right, Stace?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get an update today, but I'm confident that between today and the 29th, there'll be more updates.
Yeah. that's a good thought.
You know,
I just, I know that it's a use it or lose it kind of situation. We want to make doggone sure that we're able to utilize whatever they consider to be our share.
Yeah, we have until 2024 to use it.
Okay.
So do you want the work session prior to our board session, after our board session?
Let's try it at 9 o'clock, see how that works. Is that okay with you, or would you rather have it after?
I just see there's a chamber legislative breakfast on our
Okay.
calendar at 8, but I don't know if that'll take an hour.
Yeah, maybe we better, some folks might want to go to that. Let's schedule it after then.
Okay, well, I guess tentatively put it down for 11.
Yeah,
okay.
that'll work. Tony can buy lunch that day after.
It'll be pasta.
Okay, I'm in. Okay, anything else to be brought before the Board of Commission for Seneca County today? Okay, hearing nothing, I will call this meeting adjourned at about 10:55.
Thank you.
Thank you all. God bless. Yes.